Again, that was a test of his cueing, and he rose to the test. That was absolutely terrific. I think he's sending a message. He's not going to go away. He got into that a little bit too much.
3.
Obviously, due to the fact that Barry does play with a slightly heavier cue than most of the pros out there. Means he doesn't have to hit the balls quite as hard. Weight in the cue does it for him. I used to play with one about 17 and a quarter, and I play occasionally. That's what my cue weighs. What about yours, Dom? What weight is yours, mate?
It's funny that, because my cue originally, when it was made about 10 or 12 years ago, was 17 and a half, but I believe it does weigh 17 and a quarter now. Just had a bit of work done on it, but tried a few cues out this season myself, really, but played in a few PTCs and didn't get good results. And the problem is now, when we do change cues, you know, you don't really get quite as long with something as you did in the old days when we only had 8 or 9 tournaments. We have so many tournaments now. You have to sort of think, okay, when is the best time to trial a new cue? And quite often you have to play your first match in a PTC with something, and if you don't get on with it sort of leaves you in a bit of a quandary. But I've managed to find a cue at last that suits me, something that was made about 10 years ago for me, and well, Barry's had that ever since I can remember. I've played shots with it. It's pretty close to 20 ounces. But you know, when you watch Barry cue, you can see that the cue's got some weight in it, because he's got
17.
such a soft touch around the balls, and he strikes the ball so effortlessly. The cue really does do the work for him.
Yes, as many debates goes on about it. For most players, cue becomes the extension of their arms. It's quite funny. It sounds stupid, doesn't it? But a piece of wood makes a big difference. If you're not confident with something,
18.
you can never really play to your full talent or potential. I mean, we've only got to look in golf. Rory McIlroy, I know it's different to snooker. He changed his clubs. We all know what's happened to him the last couple of seasons. Struggling a little bit. Equipment very important in whatever sport you play in.
$25.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, you know, snooker nowadays, we play all over the world in some very humid environments, parts of China. You play under so many different conditions these days. It's
26.
It's a consideration to think about what cue you use, certainly. I know Ray Barnevell's just changed his darts and flights and things recently, and I think it's happening in all sports. Hasn't Roger Federer changed his racket as well recently?
$33. Barry Hawkins,
The Blacks
33.
come to his rescue. They're not easy across the cushions. We've seen it all week. There's a lot of balls. We thought it was going to go in, and they've stayed there. Pockets have played very tight here at Newport, which can only be a good thing.
This type of frame you would think would suit Barry Hawkins. I think he feels more at home when He's controlling a player with his superb tactical play. Of course, he's a brilliant scorer and break builder, but the thing you don't want frame after frame when you play Ronnie is an open style of game where the reds are all there and Ronnie pots one and gets in and make an 80 break without having to do anything. Too thin, but you'll be very pleased to see that cue ball tight on the side cushion there.
Nearly went in, not quite. Hawkins has got a lot of distance between the cue ball and the red just to the side of the green. But he can have a free shot at this. Probably try and pot it and drag off the two cushions with lots of left hand side. Well, that's what he did, but that's probably the worst shot he's cued so far throughout this match. Cued right across that one. A long way off.
One.
Cushions seem to be responding a little bit quickly at the moment. Seem to be coming off quicker than they were earlier on in the match. How does that red go past the green? Must do. Yeah, and he'd be a little bit unlucky, Barry, if he were to lose the frame in that mistake, because that red in that left-hand corner pocket could be tricky. Yeah, he's just got too much angle on this. Plus, he's got to cue over the blue a little bit here. He's got to get right down into the cue ball here to keep himself this side of the baulk line. He's done that. Nicely on, well, definitely the green.
Seven.
Maybe on the brown nicer here to just screw straight down towards this red. Oh, green it is. Wow, the speed is beautiful.
Swapped over to his left hand again. I mean, he's very, very good player with the rest. When he can play as good with the other hand as he can, why use the rest? But this is not easy. And like I said, down the cushions this week they've played very tight, and he's had to force it a little bit. We'll be happy where the red's gone.
Just took a bit longer over that shot than normal, and just told me he may have had a little doubt as to whether it go in at the pace he was going to be playing at. Now then, all about the tactical battle ahead now. One chance, could be all that's needed for either player to win this fourth frame before the interval.
Gone in the worst place for Barry Hawkins. His only saving grace is the yellow's gone close to that right hand cushion. Depending on how he's got on this blue,
One.
he could elect to play behind it. He's looking to see if he can screw straight off this blue into this yellow. He'd had slightly more of an angle. He'd have gone in between the brown and the green. That's what he's looking at. He's seeing if he can drag back off the cushion and move the yellow. And he's tried to be a bit too clever there. And it's gone a little bit astray. That's what he thought of that shot. That's what happens when you're a perfectionist.
Never looking to try and cut this in the middle pocket, is he? I think it's a lot thinner than it looks. No, safety shot. I think he's wise, because he can play a really good one here, and possibly snooker Barry. Wow. Beautiful control of the yellow ball there. I think when Barry escapes on this, he'll be probably hoping he knocks a green safe.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
That's really unfortunate for Barry Hawkins. He's played a terrific shot there, and somehow that green's gone into the corner pocket. And if it's a free ball, which
Black
tab said it is, so this now has turned into a total disaster. He couldn't have played it much better. Very, very unfortunate.
Boys, looked too pacey, that did. He's got to drop this in very slowly now, Ronnie, if he wants to get really good position on the green. I think it's okay. Just. But even so, you can see how far away he's left himself from the green here. And now he's got to try to screw back about 6 inches or run through maybe, as he's not dead straight. No, managed that. That was another great shot. So 10 points ahead, just brown and blue required for a 3-1 interval lead.
11.
Well, Barry must be thinking, what on earth has he got to do to compete with Ronnie O'Sullivan this evening? He's playing really well, and yet he's going to be 3-1 down now.
16.
Oh, that's there. This is brilliant stuff from Ronnie O'Sullivan. No big breaks in this frame, but in goes the black, and it's Ronnie O'Sullivan, who from 1-0 down has taken the next 3 frames to go into this first interval in this intriguing semi-final match at 3 frames to 1.